Hi everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Part 1 of season 10 has finally dropped and I have a lot of thoughts. Previously, the plan was to create one long video about the whole of season 10, but I thought splitting it episode by episode would be a more sensible idea. Not only because a video on the entire season would be a lot of hard work, but many of my initial thoughts and opinions could change by then, and I want my reviews to be as current as possible. However, I'm still planning to do a season 10 review after the final episodes are released and some time has passed. Obviously, there will be major spoilers in these reviews and in the comments, so please be aware. I have split this video into two sections. First, thoughts I had watching the episode for the first time, and second, thoughts I had while watching the episode again a few days after the initial viewing and after watching the rest of part 1. I will be keeping this video concise and only mentioning things that I think are necessary. I will also be scoring the episode out of 10, depending on how much I liked it. With that, let's review the next step, season 10, episode 1, Veiled Victories. I really enjoyed the opening dance, but not really because of the choreography, but because of how it was filmed. It makes it seem more like an actual celebration instead of a rehearsal, because they are not facing the mirrors, and I love how they decided to record a lot of the number from the side. You really get to see each dancer's extensions better from this angle, which I believe made the dance look better as a whole. Also, you could just feel the excitement in the room from the cast, which made this dance more enjoyable to watch, and yes, I did sob a little bit knowing this was the last opening dance of the show. Many questions were answered during the first few minutes of the episode, like if Michelle and Eldon bought the studio, Heath and Pascal's relationship status, Ethan and Gis' relationship status, where Abby is, and what she is doing. We also got a lot of new bits of information, most notably Ariana becoming the face of Absolute Dance, which I'm wondering if that will play a bigger role as the season goes on. I hope it does, but I'm also praying she doesn't go down the season 7 ritual route and let the title go to her head. I'm not too upset that Cha-Chas did not really change. I know it's tradition to get a new space and name every season, but visually, Cha-Chas is one of my favorite sets in TNS. I love the bright 1950s aesthetic of this place, so I was glad to see it make its return. I thought Nick was not going to be in this season at all. I was so happy to see him that I cried yet again. It was at this point I started wondering how many times I would tear up watching this season. Maybe it is too soon to say, but this might be Eldon's best season. I have always found him annoying, especially in season 9. He was unbearable, but I'm low-key kind of vibing with him. We will see if that continues. I love how quickly we got flashbacks to previous seasons. It really cemented for me how legacy was going to be one of the big themes of this season. I think the editors have done a good job at giving us these flashbacks and references for the OG fans to recognize and reminisce about, while not isolating newer fans of the show. I personally feel like there is a nice balance. Rewatching the first routine, you can feel the natural chemistry the cast have with each other and the high emotions they are feeling. I think that just elevates this dance even further. Unlike what I expected, I do not hate Miss Sheldon as much as I thought I would, unfortunately. I still do not like them together, but I do think from the few scenes we got that they work really well as a team and have really good banter. Before season 10, I was definitely thinking about them as if it was still season 1 and 2, and that made me instantly hate the idea of the two of them in a relationship. But they haven't been too bad so far. Except that one moment. Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself, but I feel a bit more hopeful now. I'm confused with the fact that TNS doesn't have money. Considering they won internationals, the studio should be getting publicity, class enrollment and partnerships, all the things Eldon mentioned that they will get by winning regionals. I do not get why they haven't got plenty of that from internationals though. It seems inconsistent that many A-Troop members are getting great opportunities, but the actual studio hasn't benefited from winning internationals. I know I should not be realistic with this show, but if the main plot of season 10 is that the next step is struggling to stay open because of finance, I just have to question this discrepancy. We know internationals has a big cash prize and we haven't been told if that is no longer the case, so where has that money gone? The highlight of the episode was definitely the brawl dances. I love that routine so much. The quality and difficulty of the dance felt higher than group dances on TNS in the last few seasons, so I really hope they keep this up in part 2. Also, I love this song. It's already one of my favorites. They need to release the soundtrack right away. Overall, this episode was very fast paced, but didn't feel rushed. I did genuinely like every scene in this episode, whether it was planting the seeds for plot points or just watching a troupe interact and rehearse. I think it was a good introduction to season 10, so I rate this first episode an 8 out of 10. Let me know your thoughts on episode 1 in the comments. Thanks for watching.